But we have only seen it once from them.
Yeah, whether or not they bust that out again will be the question. Curious to see what Miniboo could do on it.
Be playing that Neon whatsoever. So it's a different role for him to bust out. Some of the strengths of this Sova, obviously the cross.
FPX knew the ground they'd given up life up top, looks to take it all the way onto Boo, and now they've got a foothold, an aggressive one that Heretics will have to fight for, and they win their first duel.
Aya's still up there though. They might not expect the second, but they're playing as a unit, moving as a pack, leaving Berlin, who hasn't actually been spotted in the corner, but Wootland. Again, in terms of the kills though, not really playing alongside each other. A little bit further back for Autumn, and it makes this training quite a bit easier. One kill at least, make things that a little bit more costly, but you can see Rian's only having a pistol. It's not really going to force any rebuys for the next round, other than
down an alleyway, already finding Miniboo, and even if they smoke this one off, it's going to be hard to get this stuck all the way with a big swing. Gravwell keeps them back a moment, buys them time, but not quite enough.
Yeah, they definitely came close.
Catch a fight. Unfortunately, they have. It was Benji Fishy to take down Life and slow this push completely. The squad now trapped in by Ult coming in from Woot. Big play from Boo. He's caught Autumn off guard. Barely any ground to hold on to for FPX, and now down to nothing.
A weird one. You've got yourself Aya with a bit of extra cash. The same can be said for Life, which, hey, again, you put him in the right position and things can definitely go their way. I feel like the problem with this round, though, was they wanted to try and go for mid control, but it was very telegraphed. Aya's going to survive.
No, of course not. It's not an angle you will usually clear, and not one that you can from the position he was in. Free for Boo. Even at the information with the trap being broken earlier, and obviously the steps were loud as can be. Autumn with a chance. There's one, and low HP on Rienz if he can isolate the fight, but he wants the rifle, and Benji's guarding it. That Autumn might not be able to get out of here, but look at Lysor's position. Sneaking up through mid, cutting this defense apart, and Autumn's even picked another.
It's a double dip, almost a triple dip. They sell an initial fake, throw it into it, what seems like into that site, and then going back in the other direction with what, 20 seconds left on the clock? I think the main point of that round though was Lysor. Just having him still in middle, leaving Autumn as the secondary lurk, it makes it so difficult for anybody to actually...
Has worked. And again, that early aggression towards A, the fact that Heretics try to take the space to find a solution to the problems they had last time, well, it hasn't worked out. And now from the Heretics side, you know that if you play it slow and rotate in off these players, grab the info, go for a very aggressive peek. The flash even thrown through by Woot gets nothing, and the control swinging clearly in favor of FPX. A 5 versus 2. There'll be no pit used this round, I'll guarantee you of that. With a plant on the bridge, this round has become very difficult for Heretics to even find anything in. You're talking about economy damage at this point, and it's one man. Make that no man. Aya's had a hell of a round. Low, but so too is Woot. Oh, hello. Crash still there to be used. Big backside push. Berlin holds the line for a moment, but then Woot on his low HP, the one to trade out, pick up the double. You're not going to be able to recover that, certainly not with any form of ease. Miniboo, I almost expected him to go up top. Instead, he's just running it through, finding one, but it's not the Viper. Now you're down to the Operator. That's not the right weapon for the job. The spray's good to drop the diffuser, and although Autumn falls, the time already too far gone, and they can't deal.
An attempt to do damage, and wow, Woot's going to get one for free. That's not too bad. Trade eventually there from Aya. Keeping them honest. No ultimates if they needed them, but I don't think they will. This is now falling perfectly into place for the side of FPX. 6 on your screen. Don't need my help.
Yeah, it's been a very impressive resurgence.
It just, that's the...
Oh, you can see it in the player cam.
Oh. The thing is, it's the worst.
This defuse is very difficult. Oh, the run through is good, and the shorty comes out for more. A gorgeous play from Autumn. I thought that was going to be a close round, if anything, a guaranteed for Heretics back on the board, but...
Yeah, the fact he jumps in, sprays ones down, and then gets the second with the shorty, like, and the Cosmic Divide was great, but again, when you're up against a team like that plant is just about going to be coming in time. And they've still got to worry about that flank.
Yeah, it's made its way up top now, and well, it doesn't look like the flank's the main problem. Berlin's holding strong. Autumn's here to support, although he's lost his head. Now the flank going to be dealt with, but ammo is the main concern. 8.
Unless they manage to win the bonus or something of that sort, it's definitely not an ideal scenario. But I will say, from what we've seen, at least in the pistol, they're aware of what's going to be attempted by FPX. The thing is, they're going to gamble. He wants to try and get himself a little closer. Only has a pistol to play with, so it's an AWP for an AWP. Not going to be the worst scenario, not going to be the best. Ion was going to try and jump around, but he's thought better of it. That time continuing to tick, Arian's continuing to land every shot. 4 kills.
Up in heaven, dealt with the utility thrown down, him forced out of position, and that Woot got caught going up. You know, the idea was to have 3 players there to take a fight, to maybe even flash through the smoke and get super aggressive. But once Woot falls, Boo's in no man's land and quickly swept up.
It's the Turkish Olympian.
Instead, Miniboo grabs the opening. It does spur them onto the B side where everyone's waiting, and it's iYoung taking 2 headshots at that with the Guardian. And they're in a bit of trouble jumping across that bridge because iYoung's still waiting. His 4th kill locked in already. And Benji Fishy left in an impossible situation. 3 players and iYoung looking for the ace. He's got it locked in.
3 of Valorant. 2 players that can both hit the headshots, but iYoung just doing it a little bit better. The first 2 was so disgustingly clean, but let's be real. I think there was about 1, maybe 2 missed bullets in the entirety of this round for him. FPX showing the depth of skill. He is 19 and 10 right now on the scoreboard. Nobody even close. Another win for the board gang.
Another win, the first win, let's say. Wow. Team Heretics, 4 versus 1 at this point. It seems to be locked
them as they go, but it was rough on the way in. And I also think the dart, you could just see the combination of utility. You had the dart, the immediate Hunter's Fury, and then the Dizzy that just left everybody within that site without being able to see and being revealed. And I think there was even a counter ultimate of a Nightfall that was thrown in.
Flare of aggression. Benji's caught one on the flank, but there's a lot more coming. 20 HP left on iYoung. That'll limit his impact. Autumn, I thought he had something special up his sleeve, but just the one to be found. Still, though, a 2 versus 2. If iYoung had full HP, I might even favor them in this position. I might favor them still. A chance with both solo. 10 HP in the difference. Shock dart in. Rien's finding it. A split of all time. The drone goes through the Viper's pit. It catches the tag. Immediately on middle, Benji's breaking open the vents, running through to the A site, and letting them know, hey, we tagged you, we're coming to kill you. We're going to drop that pit, take the site. And now they need the diffuser. Looks like they'll get him just in time. With it ticking away, all they have to do is deny that diffuse with the man advantage.
Alive, just run. Just run. Like, it's a little bit unlucky, like the smoke fading just revealed Berlin to everybody at the end. The body block from Life was...
The flank comes underway, or the quicker rotation through the vents. iYoung able to grab one, and it's Lysor's double. At least giving them a chance in this with...
Bad round from Heretics, but just throwing in that ult at the end, thinking that, okay, maybe they've got it half, maybe they've got it close, but it was a lot further along than I think anybody over on the Heretic side had thought. Yeah, but it was basically done. It was only if he was incredibly low HP that would have made a difference.
He's not going to get away with absolutely anything. They really want to fight for heaven for Vents, but they will get nothing. Heretics left out in the dirt. 12-12.
It's been both teams now that I've expected it to go dominantly to FPX after an incredible first half. Then I was like, okay, well, this is done. And now it's gone to OT, but probably in one of the weirdest fashions I've ever seen. And the thing is, I don't think iYoung had been playing that position much.
The defuse started, at least that's as far as Heretics know. Some kills come through, though. They reclaim the space. The Odin takes Lysor. The drop from Berlin is good. Able to at least find the one, and Rien's is incredibly low. Boo's caught up top. That's a big mistake. All he has to do now is root out Rien's and deal with Woot, but that's a big task halfway when Rien swings in to close it out. 14.
Haunts combined with the flashes from the Yoru can give a lot of different ideas to set Life up for success. But that chamber, I think...
Hey, he can pull out a Clove, drop 25 kills, so let's give him a chance over with the chamber, and there you go.
One shot left in the golden gun. It's his ghost that's creeping up close and finding them on the spams. The silencer lending a hand, and round the side he goes.
You had another that took complete Showers control, which ended up winning them the round. And then you have this to start it off, where just the patience from Autumn, and he's the one that clutches out as well. If he goes down there, this round won't work. Oh, yeah. This is just a chance for, well, I was going to say, iYoung to farm. But
Benji's around the back, inside the smoke, waiting for them to emerge, and he's caught himself a double, almost a third, but Rienz gets ahead of him. Life's gonna hide. This guy is, he's unhinged to say the least, and I think you can say the same for Autumn at mid-push. You know, the idea makes sense. If there's a player on the left, they'll have to swing out wide, so it's a timing, it's a risk you're taking, but the fact that you have that TP.
Thrash going to be utilized and straight through the TP, but they're met with Benji. 3, which is a bit mental. And well, I saw all the assists come through, and I was like, how has Boo got 3 assists? That is a Stimbeacon triple assist.
Nice, very good kill.
It's not something you're going to see every single day.
Off by Team Heretics, put in a box. Life at least able to find a wide. How is that correction landed? At least Benji falls. Life's work is not for nothing. In fact, it seems like the advantage will be converted into a round win for FPX. 4. The worst part about it is you're seeing him just with global control. At the start of the round, you might as well roll a dice to figure out where the hell he's going to be. Peeking out, whether it's in hookah, whether it's on long. Now we're probably going to see B long. I mean, Heretics, even with the weaker weapons, if they can keep these trades up, and they're doing exactly that. 3 versus 2, and some weapons to be recovered with a plant coming in now. And Wingman online for the late round. Autumn's on the flank. The long this fight.
They actually have a 3-man setup ready and waiting. Immediately getting rid of the Thrash, and Life just keeps going. 2 kills already. Boo tagged up a bit, but he's through the spawn. And even still, if they don't step or hear them, Ion perfectly placed, but loses the battle. Still though, it allows 2 players to be here, but you have to bear in mind how low Life currently is.
Autumn spot allowed him to keep B long control now, though he's abandoned that trap to move for the flank. Lysor does well, landing that one, but Benji's got some fight left in him. 50 HP, and the shot through the box.
I think he saw his leg. He is going to be connected on by every single PC utility. Miniboo has managed to catch one, but there is an immediate swing and counter. It was an ult or 2 invested by the side of Heretics, but
under like 1 HP, and you saw everyone on the side of FPX just spraying at the bodies here. Nice and easy. It was 1 bullet to take him down, 1 for the player in this. It's thinned out the numbers for sure, but Berlin's not looking weak. What a shot with Boo down. The spike retrieved. Rienz is going to close Benji, but he's tagged down to 24. A flash on backside could get him out of dodge, but Berlin's already on him. The push from Rienz, it was at least covered for a moment by the Viper wall, but now he's all alone, doing the damage, and at least dropping a few, giving Wound a chance. Lysor.
35 seconds coming up on the clock. Pressure going to be put on to Benji, but he has support, or had support. Now it's all on him, but the flashes are just leaving him in a position to fight. Rienz is doing an amazing job on the backside again.
Massively weak round for FPX. They certainly still had a lot of weapons to work with, a lot of punch to pack. But this next round, I think, will be a little bit different. I'm seeing Autumn again going for the glass cannon, and that was...
Still trying to find anything that he can with Autumn, just buying as much time as possible, just baiting them as much as he can, and they're only just getting onto that defuse. He needs to try and find the shot. Is there going to be time for it? Is the question. There will be.
Wow. Heretics have done one.
Almost play the bait. Just hold on while they fight his teammates. It's all too easy for Benji. Oh, now for Lysor, if anything, he just needs to make sure he dies. Not wanting to just hold on to a pistol for the next round. He's going to go swinging. Already has the ult, so it's not even going to be for the ultimate.
The snake bite keeping them back, and as they attempt to fade through the orb, Rienz gets another blind through the smoke. The spike recovered by Lysor, soon to be gifted to Heretics by the looks of things. But the op comes in, the shot fired, lands nothing, and now they'll be much more cautious. In fact, the molly gets him. Oh, it's a disaster. 30 HP for Lysor.
Time, Miniboo playing a game with Chicken. Berlin on the other side, and while Miniboo comes out on top, they now have to deal with this man. He goes for a little bit more. They've also lost the pit. This is a bigger problem now. Life has at least been able to recover one, but it's left onto Ion, and there's a counter pit in play. He has to make a play into it, and they're watching for this. They're ready for this, but he managed to bypass them. It didn't matter in the end. Something they were looking for, but there are multiple players ready and waiting. The utility is so good, though. It's fantastic to support him.
And Young with another. Yeah, Rienz had thrown his own bit of util out, the Dizzy to try to get space, but he's denied it. Boo and Woot left with a tough decision. What seems to be the place they get curious is exactly where Autumn is. Rienne's able to trade, but the disadvantage remains for the side of Heretics. Although Rienne's finds another, we're in the same boat.
Showstopper.
Mini Boo, showstopper, not going to heaven though. Needs to pull his rifle out pretty soon because there's a peek coming in from Young, getting aggressive, and it was not expected with the tour de force. So it's just life, but now he's got the info, and the shot landed to start this one off. Big swing to get the trade, and Autumn finds him with his back turned. Beautifully played by FPX, and they've managed to take Bind and map that.
On their attacking side, it gives them a lot of tools to break up the map and scale into very small pieces at a time.
Getting off to a good start here for the side of Heretics is going to be so important. I'm excited to see some of these role switches. As said, like, there's very little. Any extra kills would be nice for FPX, and not an awful start. Managing to get those trades. Now, we haven't really talked about it as much, but the thing I love about this attack side triple controller is it means they can actually use that Viper screen for space into the B site. For Woot, he's going to be on cleanup. They haven't managed to get out of this spot, but Woot's going to give them the fight. In fact, Rienne swings with him, and both players are dropped.
Yeah, the call was clearly made to face them together. Can't quite account for those shots landing. They're not expecting it. The angle's open. He finds his one. Nade thrown, but he has a player around the backside. It's Aya on his way, and Young not even needed, really. The kill was going to go either way.
Relatively close. Nice shot from Benji. We know how dangerous he is with this Sheriff. Looking for a little bit more. 3 kills already. Another one comes up for Wu as well. It's now somehow left on to just Berlin. This round was looking all but done. He's been revealed. They know where he is as well. And already sending utility, but it hasn't connected. It doesn't even matter. 2 players survived. After what was every single man standing for FPX, somehow Benji and Wu have pulled off a
to Tree alone with a pistol in his hand. This is absolutely outrageous. Swinging in for the next. The first shot didn't hit. The correction was there. And I think he even headshot the other player through the wall, assisting on the kill. That is a...
Committed immediately. Maybe trying to force players back. Instead, Lysol goes forward. Gives them that advantage. Another comes up as well. Finally, Boo has managed to get a response, but it's whether or not they even want to commit the lockdown. I think at this stage, it would be, well, an oversight to put that into play. Benji, well, he pulled off an impossible clutch moments ago. This one might even have to be better, and Lysol's not.
The Thrash is stopped at the last second. Mini Boo up close now. Sheriff in hand, not able to land the shots. Life whizzing right by him as Lysor finds another. Now things are looking to be locked in for FPX. Just a few pistols left, and Benji's not getting...
For that showstopper, the utility is sublime. Setting up Life perfectly, but the response from Boo is ridiculous. Opens the door and an oversight, it seems. Towards the C-site at all, and the initial entry was fantastic. The combination of utility, but then Boo just uses the Nightfall, and no one is aware that he's just going to open that door and go for the fight. Maybe they thought it was for delay, maybe they thought someone would come in from behind. But the way
back in the other direction, they almost have to fight forward for the most part. Boo's ready for them to start with, and Lysor manages to make it out, but denying this defuse could be difficult. They're going to have to find a couple of picks with the players sneaking in inside the pit. They could already be defusing, and someone needs to get on that to check that they aren't. Pit gets dropped, shots landed by Berlin, put them in a good position with the wall down. Benji.
I think if he swings a millisecond later, and you can't really blame him for it. Berlin winning a fight, running through a smoke with Minibu waiting on the other side, and then killing the second guy. This was his round. And well, it doesn't fall away from them. It's still a 2v2 scenario, and not the cleanest from Young, but he'll get the job done. Instead, Ooh, tries to go through.
30 seconds left.
Oh, Boo's found himself one, and he's safe in the back of the site. Showstopper's good for 2. Mini Boo making a mess of this round because that's the spike on the ground, and it looks like it's only going from bad to worse for FPX. Lysor, 1 versus 4. He'll find the first, but 10 seconds, even planting this spike is impossible. You have to give credit to FPX for being able to pull that back. Even given the opportunities, often won't be enough. Walking through a decayed wall. Here you have Young catching one off guard and Minibu not adjusting in time. And then obviously the shot from Life is nice, but they haven't dealt with the player on site. Rienz is going out for more. Oh my, what is he doing? What was that? A master.
They've got into advanced positions. This post was looking good, but now they're both trapped into the corner. This could be a huge problem. Autumn's found another, and Wood's got nowhere to go, nowhere to escape. He's going to jump and just about survive, trying to do everything all on his lonesome, but he won't quite be able to. Left completely blind.
Trying to take advantage of the chaos. He's gone straight in with the blast pack and got 2-3, lighting them up. It's Heretics on the back.
Cheating immediately because he is. It's like he's got a million sensitivity just spinning around. Benji's got to be almost broken watching what he just did. Might be about to be greeted. There's still plenty of utility to play with, but he is going to get the fight that he wanted, and he's going to take both. Now this becomes dangerous. The Nightfall committed, but it's only going to connect onto one. Boom, looking to try and fight this one, but he's run out of ammo at the last second. A very nice try.
Berlin went down a little earlier. Well, he would have had a few more bullets in the magazine. It's a fantastic adjustment by Benji. And like we said, just about able to take it across the line. 60 HP, 2 shots and he's down, but he'll carry forward to the next.
Look at the economy on the other side now. Oh my god, he got 2! He's got 2 off the back of just wall banging, and he's almost got a third! That's an insane start to the round from Boo. Back, it has been a game that whatever way you think it's going, it could immediately go back in the other direction, and I feel like this is going to be one of those matchups that is going to become a...
Got the back turn, Paranoia out, it's caught him on the right, Miniboo can't see a damn thing, and shooting at the Tracers not quite close enough, with Life stepping up to delete Boo. This one's looking done. The lead will stay in FPX's hands as they push up to 11.
Surprising, they're going to be looking to hunt down these guys. They're seized up. I'm going to try and take them down before they can get anything done. And again, solid utility from Boo just to set him up that little bit more. 11-11. Try and get out of there. Instead, though, they try the same play. They try the same ruse, and it is not going anywhere near as well. Are you hoping for a little bit of luck? Well, there it is. Still took some damage in response. Autumn tagged a little bit lower, has Lysor alongside him, but not for much longer. With 15 HP, I think all the miracles are gone from this round. It will be Heretics to take that advantage.
Still running into a pretty heavy setup here on C. At least the orb is down for now. It's not going to last too much longer. Those sprays are good from Berlin. That's his third already. Damage done that Autumn converts on. And they're not letting it go just yet. They're going to run heavy into 3 players from Heretics, and it's Heretics coming ahead in all the fights. Berlin left alone, 1v3 with an op.
No, now he's revealed his position, but if anything, that could be worse for them. They're going to have to try and fight for this, try and get back in. Paranoia has been used elsewhere to try and reclaim the baby door. Lysor's going to get 1, but still the kill's going in favor of this attack side, looking to try and hold the line, and that's exactly what they're doing. Needs to be someone on this diffuser when it just isn't happening. It's left all onto Autumn. He's fought throughout this series, but I think the job is done. Time and time again, you'll see these teams fight against each other, and unfortunately, FPX fall exactly.